Ladies and gentlemen, Geri Petito.
I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. And in time, this too shall pass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Geri Petito taught the class. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Love's the answer, the greener grass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. One day at a time, free at last.
When you don't know just what to do,
Just what to do, just what to do.
if what you're feeling is really true,
Is it really true? Is it really true?
just keep your ideas safe and sound.
Safe and sound, safe and sound.
That's exactly how change is found.
Change is found, change is found. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. And in time, this too shall pass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Geri Petito taught the class. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Love's the answer, the greener grass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. One day at a time, free at last.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Geri Petito Show. Everyone and anyone who knows me knows I am the author of I'm Not an Addict, I'm Just an Ass. I'd rather be a smartass than a dumbass. Because, guys, over 33 years ago, I was a dumbass. But today, 33 years later, I can honestly say now, through the grace of God, I am now a smartass. Yes, the word ass is in the Bible at least 40 times, and it means donkey, and that's what I was. I'm saying all that to say this. You know, there's so many people out there struggling with diseases, with addiction. I want to let everyone know someone is listening. I'm a recovery coach, and I'm also a nutritional health coach. All my services to you are free. Please, please reach out. If you think my book can help someone, because I sure do, you can go right to Simon & Schuster's bookstore, Archway Publishing, Barnes & Noble, BAM, Amazon, and you can go to my website, www.geripetito.com, and please subscribe to the Geri Petito Show YouTube channel. I want to give a shout out to a few of my sponsors before I introduce my incredible guest. Okay, so I have Gene DiNapoli. He's putting on some really great shows. June 2nd at 3 p.m., the Sellersville Theater, the Duprees, and special guests, remember then, 215-257-5808. Please call for tickets. June 8th, 2 p.m., the Sellersville Theater, Summer Serenade with Chris Ruggiero, 215-257-5808. June 9th at 3 p.m., Grun Center for the Arts, Toms River, New Jersey, Summer Serenade, Chris Ruggiero. And then June 14th at 7:30 p.m., the Sellersville Theater, Sal the Voice Valentinetti, America's Got Talent, and the guys from Long Island City, New York, where I grew up too. 215-257-5808. All incredible talents. Please, please get your tickets. Then, Stormin' Norman Selden, 732-245-4777, www.stormandnormanselden.com, booking dozens of attractions for concerts and performances on venues of all sizes, from 5 to 12-piece band, guys, whatever you need, he's got. And a lot of people don't know this, but he helped start Larry Chance from the Earls. Okay, that's pretty cool, pretty cool. Rest in peace, Larry Chance. You know how much I love you, okay? We became very good friends, and it's just rest in peace, okay? Then we've got John Bishop, a.k.a. Johnny B., singer-songwriter, host of the Entertainment Luncheon South, a nonprofit network created for the creative. Facebook group page, Entertainment Luncheon South, partner in the Joey D. and Johnny B. Rockin' Oldies Band. And I want to give a bigger shout out to Johnny B. and Linny, his wife, because they put this luncheon on once a month. It's by invite only. They invite legends after legends to come and perform. Costs us $20. You get a meal and incredible entertainment, and they don't take a penny of it. It's nonprofit, okay? So, Michael D'Amore, singer, songwriter, performer, entertainer, www.michaeldamore.com. Guys, you got to check him out. You can get his songs. He is off the charts, incredible. And if anyone hasn't heard Michael sing, you're missing out. Go check him out, Michael D'Amore. Then we've got Michael Zanman, singer, entertainer, performer, www.mzanman.com. He is off the charts funny, hysterical, great entertainment, and I just love this guy. And when I first heard him sing, I went up to him and I gave him my card. I only gave my card to 2 people that night, and he was one of them. He's awesome. Check him out, Michael Zaman. And finally, last but certainly not least, John Monforto, the man of many faces, singer, actor, celebrity impersonator, and tribute artist. I gave him that name, the man of many faces, but he was given a better name by a former Philadelphia mayor gave him the title of the official Philadelphia Rocky impersonator. He is ridiculous. www.johnmonforto.com. And of course, the Italian in me, he does over 30. The 3 of my favorites by him, of course, is Rocky, The Godfather, and heck, Elvis, baby. Come on. So, I would like to introduce my incredible, legendary guest. And everyone who knows me, and I don't care about saying my age, I'm 63. I always say I was born too late because I'm an oldies, doo-wop, and Elvis girl. And I don't know why, what, how, when, but that's me. And you can't take the rock and roll out of me, of course. I love it all, but I'm an oldies girl. And whenever I am honored with these interviews, I'm off the charts. And tonight I am off the charts, okay? So, Rich Grasso, say hello to everyone.
Hello, everyone. How are you this evening?
So, listen, we've been going back and forth, him and I, with our crazy banter, okay? He's awesome, got a great sense of humor, and I just want to say thank you for honoring me, and thank you to your honey, because she's helped us a lot with your tech stuff. I know it. So,
Oh, Jeanette.
that's
yes,
right.
she's
I
great.
know. Tell her thank you. So now,
Thank you, Jeanette.
hi, sweetie. Thank you. So, I want you to tell everyone a little bit about your journey, but tell everyone the 3 or 4 groups that I know of that you worked with.
Okay, starting out, I worked with a guy by the name of Sal Dupree. He had a song called Magic Star. We were the 5 Classics. That was our first record, 1962.
See?
It's on, it's on Mint Forever, and it's on YouTube somewhere. Anybody can find that. That was our first record. And then, of course, we went on to other things. I started writing songs. Sal Dupree, who was the leader of that group, introduced me to Billy Carlucci. 1964. So the Beatles came over. Billy's group broke up. And anyway, Sal said, I'm going to introduce you to this guy, Billy Carlucci, Billy and the Essentials. And I knew right off the bat, because I knew the songs that he did. The Dance Is Over. We used to close the Newman dances with that song every time we went to the dance. The Dance Is Over, Then he had another hit called Maybe You'll Be There, which is an up-tempo version of a Lee Andrews song that they did way back when. And I knew the songs, and the songs were charted, and they were, big hits in Philadelphia, So I said, great, So I had written this song called I Wonder, right? A little ditty with my group. And that group was, I sang it, and I gave them the parts and everything. And, so I sang it for Sal, and he goes, yeah. Play that for Billy, sing that for Billy with the group. I said, yeah, all right. So anyway, Billy Carlucci comes down from Southwest Philly. He comes down to South Philly. Sal introduces me to him. And he says, first thing he says, is there a piano around here? And I said, yeah. I said, Nikki, my group, the baritone, his girlfriend has a piano, Valerie, So he says, all right, let's go over there, So I sing him the song with the group first, and he comes over, and then he, gets on the piano, and he starts playing the song that I'm singing, that I wrote, because he figured out all the chords like immediately, it was doo-wop, Then he says, well, that's great. He says, you know what? He says, why don't you come up? I have an office with John Madera and Dave White in the Schubert building on Broad Street. So I said, yeah. He says, yeah. He says, come up on Monday at like 1 o'clock, and we'll get together and we'll start writing. I said, great. I said, that's fantastic. So Monday comes along, 1 o'clock. I'm up at the Schubert Building, and I walk up the stairs instead of there was an elevator there, but it wasn't working or something. So I walk up the stairs, the fourth floor, and I hear Billy singing and the guy playing the piano, and I go, wow, yeah, this guy could play piano. So I knock on the door when there's a break, and Billy opens and says, yeah, come on in, this is Leon Huff, and, we're writing a song. And I said, oh, great. I said, I think that they may have been writing Mixed Up, Shook Up Girl. I'm not sure, but it sounded something like that, right? So I'm watching Leon Huff play the piano, and Billy's singing. I'm going, I got to learn piano. Because I played guitar. I used to take lessons, playing guitar with Russell Faith, who was another Philly incredible guy, I think he wrote Somewhere in the Night for Sinatra.
Oh, wow.
Anyway.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so I said, well, the next day I went out and I bought a chord dictionary. It was the red, not a pamphlet, a booklet with the gold stripes, and it had all the chords possible that you could play on piano.
Really?
And I started, yeah.
Okay.
Chord dictionary, piano chord dictionary.
Okay.
In fact, it's in another video that I did with Tom Meros. Tom Meros interviewed a lot of the stars of doo-wop, the Shondells, Jay Siegel, a lot of people, So that's how I started with Billy.
So
And we
wait, I
started
want
writing-
1 second. I have to interrupt you just for a second. I don't like to interrupt, but sometimes I will because I don't want to forget. So Billy Carlucci, of course, is a good friend of mine now. And when I got to interview him years ago, I was just like on cloud nine too. I mean, think about, what's amazing about your music, okay? And I say this to a lot of, legends because they think their music's going to be forgotten. It never will be. The music will never be forgotten. Okay, you guys had hits when I was just born, 2 years old, 3 years old, 4 years old, and we're still listening to the music. The music will never be forgotten. So continue.
Right. All right. So then Billy and I started writing. There was a manager, or a woman by the name of Frances Dina, and she kind of took me under her wing. And she said I could play her piano because I didn't have a piano, So she'd give me cigarette money. I'd take the bus up to 27th Street, at Snyder Avenue in South Philly. And, I'd go down in the basement and play the piano, write songs on the piano, learn more chords, stuff like that. So, and then her daughter was a girl by the name of Joni. And Joni Capitola, I introduced Billy to Frances Dina, and they hit it off, and Joni and Billy hit it off, and they gave her the name Dawn. So Billy wrote a song called Ooh Wee Baby,
Okay,
and you could find this on eBay.
yes.
And it came out, Billy and Dawn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, now this is really weird because, my association with Tony Orlando later, I had to tell him the story. So anyway, make a long story short, we started writing, I Can't Get Him Out of My Mind, I did background on it. Her record came out, as a single. And then, like I said, Ooh Wee Baby was Billy and Dawn. And then after that, we had some trouble with Dina because she was, I had written a song for my best friend who was under the name of Dean Randolph.
Okay,
And he was being managed by Bob Marcucci,
okay.
the Idol fame, Bob Marcucci, who managed Fabian and Avalon.
Okay.
And so he said to me, Rich, write a song for me, because he was on Chancellor Records, which was owned by Marcucci.
Okay.
And So I write this song called "Dance, Dance, Everybody Dance," and it's like a Smokey Robinson type thing, dance, dance, everybody dance, everybody dance. It's like that kind of thing. Swing it, do 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 do. So now the record comes out and it has his name because he said, would you put my name on it? We're best friends, grew up in diapers together, got 27 days apart. So I said, yeah, yeah. So the record comes out, it has his name, Frankie Pescatore, his real name, and her name. And I go, what? How the heck did she get her? He says, Francis Capitola. I said, that's weird. I wrote the song and my name isn't anywhere in it, It's like, great. So I called her up. I said, Dina, that was her nickname, I guess. I said, what's the story with Dance Everybody Dance? It has Frankie's name and your name. Oh, yeah, I did that purposely. I said, why? Well, because you told me stories about your mother. You have to go to orphan's court, and your mother would faint a lot and all this stuff. And so I figured I'd, avoid that and put my name on it. And I'm like, what? You're worried about well, you told me about your mother. I said, yeah, but what's orphan's court? I didn't even know what it was. I was like 15, So I was pissed,
Did you get it changed?
Never got changed.
Why?
Never got. Well, she was in cahoots with the main guy in Philadelphia at that time. And I don't even know if I should mention his name.
Okay.
But anyway, he had every record that came through Philadelphia had to go through him.
So it really wasn't about your mother. It was about their nonsense.
Yeah, it was about stealing. She had to put her name next to,
All right.
Frankie's name because Frankie was going to be a star. Frankie was on Bandstand for 3 times with Dick Clark.
You mean Frankie
So anyway-
Avalon?
No, Dean Randolph. That was his stage name, Dean Randolph. Yeah, he had local hits after that. Nothing nationwide, but,
Okay.
make a long story short, it's, again, I keep saying that, right? I was upset and, I told Billy, I think at the time, so I didn't meet Billy yet, that's right.
You need to move along with the story because you didn't even meet Billy yet, and we've been talking about 20 minutes or more.
Yeah, well, this is going back. This is going back before Billy. This is going back before Billy. I tell you how I met Billy.
Yes.
Anyway, we go on, and Billy and I go to New York, and he meets a guy called Joe Vanieri,
Okay.
who is the engineer at Mirror Sound, right? The Mirror Sound, he cut a lot of stuff there, a lot of Phil Spector stuff.
Oh, yeah, Phil Spector, go ahead.
Shangri-Las, the Chiffons, So he was the assistant engineer under Brooks Arthur. So he had this deal with Brooks Arthur that anytime the studio wasn't being used, he could use it. So Billy and him became a duo together as producers.
Okay.
So we started writing songs for Philadelphia groups, Pal and the Prophets, Ronnie Gentili's band, and different things, different groups that Dina had managed. So I said, well, I want to get my group and do one of my songs. And Billy said, yeah, let's write a song for, you and your group. And I love Frankie Valli. Frankie Valli was my idol.
Okay.
So I wanted to sound like him. So Billy and I wrote this song called Bad Girl. And it was, the falsetto, the natural, and then, bad girl, she's not a bad girl, that type of thing. Anyway, here it goes. I'm down with Sal Dupree because I had to leave Billy and the Essentials. And Sal and I fronted a group called the Big Bear Review. We got a job in Wildwood for the summer, which was like heaven.
Now, how old were you now?
Now I was 19.
Okay. Bring us to
19.
20, and then we're going to play a song.
Okay. So I'm with that group, making money. It's, 3 months in Wildwood, New Jersey, playing with all the, opposite the Kit Kats, which was a big group in Philly. Yeah. The Kit Kats had a thing called Let's Get Lost on a Summer Road.
Oh, my gosh.
They had a nice big hit with that. So we were opposite them at the Big E, and it was like a dream come true.
Yeah.
Summer in Wildwood, playing, 4 cents a night, which we loved, me and Sal. And it just, from there, something happened with, Ernie Pep was the booking agent for Francis Dina. And he booked all the groups. He was a big 400-pound guy, sweaty, and scary guy. He comes up to me while I'm down there and he hands me a record. He says, yeah, take a look at this. I look at it and it's got Bad Girl and another song Billy wrote on the other side that we wrote called There's So Much About My Baby That I Love. And I look at it and it says Francis Dina writer, Francis Dina producer, Francis Dina publisher. And I was sick. I was like, so I get hold of the leader of the group. It's called the Big Bear, Tony Ferry. And I said, Tony, I'm going to go hit to Philadelphia. I'm going to buy a gun and I'm going to shoot this woman.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's how crazy. Because now she took an entire record from us. I said, this is nuts. She just steals. You know what I mean? So that's the bad news. Going on from there, what song do you want to play?
All right.
Play something nice.
We're going to play, yeah, so, and then I want to say something real quick, and then we'll play a song. Al Contrara from the Mystics, he's a good friend of mine, and when he first wrote his book, that was the first I heard about all this crazy nonsense that went on back then. Because fans don't know that. We think everything was honky-dory. You guys made so much money. Everything was legit. It wasn't. All right. So we're gonna play. Actually, you know what? Let's play 2 songs back to back because I don't want to not get all these songs in. Then you're gonna talk a little bit, just about a minute of each of the songs, and then I'll ask you another couple questions. Okay?
All right.
Here we
Now,
go.
you want me to talk through the songs?
No,
or just-
no.
Oh, okay. Okay, play the songs.
Yep.
Baby, you're sweeter than the honey made by the bee. And you're to me, girl, what the sun is to the tree. Now, you said you'll be true. We gotta hide what we're doing. 'Cause what would they say if they ever knew? And so we're running just as fast as we can, holding on to one another's hand, trying to get away into the night. And then you put your arms around me as we stumble through the ground, and then you say, I think we're alone now. There doesn't seem to be anyone around. I think we're alone now. The beating of our hearts is the only sound. I think we're alone now. There doesn't seem to be anyone around. I think we're alone now. The beating of our hearts is the only sound. I think we're alone now. There doesn't seem to be anyone around.
All right, come on, baby. Listen, I'm giving you a standing ovation from my seat, honey. Tell us a little bit
okay.
about these two songs. Come on.
Well, Do Unto Me, we actually wrote for the Purify Brothers. After they had I'm Your Puppet and Shake a Tail Feather, I think it was.
Okay.
They needed another side, so Papa Don Schroeder, their producer, my immediate boss, Neil Galligan, was the general professional manager of Big Seven Music, the company I was signed to, under Branson Music. And so he sent a demo that we made of Do Unto Me, and he sent it down to Memphis. And he heard it, he says, we got to cut this. Now, my partner, Gary Illingworth, was an incredible piano player and arranger. He could write music like we write a letter to somebody, you know. So he was, later on, he became Aretha Franklin's piano player on her tour. That's how great he was, you know, her European tour. He was the only white guy in the band, but he was magnificent. Make a long story short, again, I keep saying that phrase.
You don't know how to do that, but go ahead.
Papa Don loved it. They cut it down there. Gary arranged the horns and strings. It got on the charts, Billboard 67, then it went up to, I think, 58, and then it climbed up to 60-something, 50-something. So now we had a Billboard chart record, our first hit.
Okay. Wait, was your name on it? Was your name on it? It better have
Oh,
been.
yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is a legitimate
This is the
music
good
album.
news. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is part, I paid my dues, right?
Yeah.
So that comes out, and then they're doing a Moni Moni album after Moni Moni came out, and Gary and Neil Galligan are producing some of these records on Moni Moni, you know, and so they decide they're going to do Unto Me. So Tommy here it goes, yeah, let's do it, you know. And then Nighttime I'm a Lover, and I think there was one more song. Can't think of it right now.
It's okay.
Anyway, that's how it wound up on there. And then the Moni Moni, I got arrangement
Wait, don't
credits
talk about Moni
because-
Moni yet. Don't talk about
No,
Moni Moni.
no.
No. Talk about
No.
I Think We're Alone Now. Let's go. That's the one we played.
I think we're alone now.
Right.
Now, this is a really interesting story. This is a story about miracles,
Okay.
okay? To me, God intervened on this record. I was late. Tommy invited me to the session. I think we're alone now. And something happened. We were at a dinner, my wife and I at the time. She says, oh, you better get over there. You better, they're doing a new song. They're doing a new record tonight. Tommy invited you to the session. I said, oh, God, yeah. Now, the session was in Allegro Studios. Bruce Staple was the engineer. Allegro Studios was in the 1650 building in the basement. So I get there, I'm late. The track was cut. And we're listening back to all this stuff. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, there's a sound that comes in the studio. Sounds like crickets. Wow, that's a interesting sound, you know? So the engineer's looking around, he goes, man, what the hell? Something's, I think one of the boards are loose or something. So me and the Shondells are standing in front of a panel on the left. And he says, excuse me, guys, I got to get in here. So he opens up the panel, and there's all these chipboards, you know, with transistors and everything. And he's tested this one, he's tested that one. And he goes, oh, wait a minute. He says, you know what? I'm going to record this. I'm going to record this sound. We said, great. So Tommy says, yeah, record it. Why not? Everybody's silent in the studio, puts in the mic. Now it's all over the speakers, the sound. He records it on another machine, mono or 2-track, I forget. About 2 minutes of it. Tommy or him or both of them said, you know, we could use that. The beating of your heart is the only sound, right? And it goes bub, 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 and you hear the crickets.
That.
Now, to me, that was like a miracle.
Priceless.
You know, that was like God intervening.
Priceless.
You know, the sound. Yeah. Now, I told Tommy about this a few years ago, and he doesn't remember. I said, no. He says, no, we got it from one of those Q directories where this. I said, Tommy, he goes, no, I heard that thing before that it was chipping the board. So I said, all right, yeah, I don't argue with people. So, but that's how, you know,
That's
that
beautiful.
was intervention. I mean, like
That's beautiful.
spiritual.
All right, so
The
now,
crickets.
let's play 2 more songs. But guys, listen, my Mone Mone at the end. We're not playing that yet. Let's play 2 more songs. Yeah.
Everyone, we got to get together now. Oh yeah, love's the only thing that matters anyhow. And the beauty of life can only survive if we love one another. Oh yeah, yesterday my friends were marching out to war. Oh yeah, listen now, we ain't marching anymore. No, we ain't gonna fight. Only God has the right to decide who's to live and die. He gave us sweet cherry wine, so very fine. We'll drink it right down, pass it all around, so stimulating, so intoxicating, sweet cherry wine. Everybody's gonna feel so fine, drinking sweet cherry wine. Yes, they will. Watch the mountain turn to dust and roll away. Oh Lord, you know there's got to be a better way. And the old masquerade is an oh so parade, marching through the
So now we're going to talk about these two songs. Start with Sweet Cherry Wine. The second one I didn't know. Of course, I knew Sweet Cherry Wine, so you'll talk about both of them. Start with Sweet Cherry Wine.
Okay. The Rascals had just came out with People Gotta Be Free, right? Tommy loved that record, and it was climbing the charts. It went to number one. It
was amazing.
Felix Cavalier. People Gotta Be Free. Now, at the time, somebody came along and said something in the trades about Tommy James being the king of bubblegum.
Okay.
And it was like, God forbid. The king of bubblegum, he was like, he wanted to kill somebody.
Yeah.
So it was like, I think he went up to Morris Levy, the president of Roulette. And he said, this thing, but whatever you got to do, kill it. And that was it. No more king of bubblegum, because Rich, we got to write something. We got to really write something like the Rascals, So I said, all right, let's start, So we started, came in my piano room, we started banging on the piano. And we're trying to write a song about communion, which it really is about, because we were both raised Catholic, we're both altar boys, and he's from Niles, Michigan, of course, but anyway, it's the same, doctrine. And we couldn't come up with anything with communion, like how many words rhyme with communion, union, that's about it. So I said, Tommy, I said, the Greek Orthodox, they don't do the wafer, they do the wine. I said, that's what they use to bring it together, wine. So he looks at me, and I'll never forget it. He goes, was it a sweet cherry wine? And I said, Tommy, I don't know if it was a sweet cherry wine, but that's a great title.
Love that.
So from then on, it was like songs started coming now, and then we want to talk about this, we want to talk about that. So my job was really, we had the legal yellow pads back then, everybody used them, Paul Simon, Carole King, everybody. So we, I had, 3 pages of notes. And I kept saying to him, Tommy, what do you want to say? Well, I want to talk about this. I want to talk about the war. I want to talk about, Jesus. I want to talk about, and then we started fitting in. He would say a line and I would say, yeah, that's good. Let's use that. And then I would say a line and he would say, he's the artist. It's just Tommy's a tourist. So, yeah, let's use that. But let's use that in the third verse and do this and do that. Now, Sweet Cherry Wine was a hard song to write, mainly because he was always on the road. So 7 different sessions. He'd come to my apartment at the Westerly Building on 8th Avenue, which a lot of big artists lived there, a lot of musicians and agents. Betty Sperber used to ride the elevator with Liza Minnelli and George Harrison.
I'm so jealous. Go ahead.
It was an incredible building, And Harrison was there because of Bangladesh. Anyway, make a long story short, I hate to say that again, but I have to. I don't know how much time we have. I'm
Listen,
like, is
all
this
right.
forever ending?
All right, so listen to me. So, all right. So that's Sweet Cherry Wine, right? Is there any?
Almost. Wait, let me finish.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead.
So we go into the studio and I bring Gary to play piano. Now, Gary's so incredible on piano. We start cutting the song, but he's like all over the place because he doesn't know how to play simple. He's used to arranging orchestras, right? So the next day, Tommy calls me and he goes, Rich, not Tommy James. I said, yeah, I know. He says, well, let's go back in tonight. Don't bring Gary. I'll use Gary later on. Go back in. Tommy plays the piano like we wrote it. I go over to the drummer, Pete Lucia, and Sweet Cherry Wine is 3/4 times. It's a waltz. But I say to Pete, I say, Pete, I don't want that pa pa. We got to get that out of there. I said, just do three straight on the bass drum. Boom, 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 bang, 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 bang. He says, can I put the hi-hat can I put the tambourine on the hi-hat? I said, yeah. I said, great. So throughout the record, you'll hear that boom, boom,
Okay.
boom, which gives it a 4/4 feel rather than a 3/4 feel, because I used to hate that. I'm not Strauss, you know? So that was it. And then
All right.
we cut it that night. And then Gary came back. He did the horns
Okay,
on the end.
beautiful.
The John Dallas did the vocals, you know, which you hear on the record. And now here's an interesting part. I got to tell you about this because nobody knows about this. My boss, Neil Galligan, says, come with me. I want to show you something. He takes me into this office and at Roulette upstairs, it was a duplex from the Big Seven downstairs. Go into the office, he says, he's got something wrapped up in brown paper. I said, okay. He goes, I want to show you something. Opens the book, you know, it's a bookkeeping book. And he says, see where it says sweet cherry wine? I said, yeah. He says, look at the numbers. 1,248,000 something. I go, oh my God,
What was
that's
that?
over 1 million. Over 1 million copies of sweet cherry wine
Wait, was sold?
was sold. So then he hands me the package. I opened up the package, it's a gold record. Richie Grasso, thank you for making sweet cherry wine a million seller. Right? Not the end of the story. Says, now we're going to go into another room. So we go into Red Schwartz, the promotion man's room, and he pulls out another book, another bookkeeping book. And he says, this is what we're claiming, 800,000. And I go, oh my God, that's it? That's the way they do things around here. You know, because this is the Jewish mob. You know?
Yeah.
So we can't, you know, especially after Crimson and Clover, because Crimson and Clover sold 4.5 million records.
yeah.
We got the award from WLS in Chicago, right? God knows that probably sold 6 million records, but they claimed 4.5 million.
All right,
so
so-
now,
Go ahead.
so I get the gold record. You know, I go home and tell my wife, I said, this is a great day and a sad day. Sweet Cherry Wine should have been a #1 record with a bullet. She goes, oh my God, really? Oh my God. I said, yeah. She says, 800,000. That's, so anyway, got the #7 in Billboard with the bullet, #5 in Cashbox, which was another magazine with the bullet. And I think #9 in, #9 in Cashbox, #5 in Record World.
Okay.
And that's the end of that story.
All right, so now, okay. So we still have a little bit of time. I want to ask you a couple questions. Just answer the question, and then we're going to play the next song. I have a couple questions for you. Listen to me. How old were you? What years was it when you were with Tommy James?
I was 21, 22.
Okay.
We wrote 69. December, I would have been 23.
And then
December
how
of
long were you with
1960.
him? How long?
For 3 years.
3 years, okay.
3 years, yeah, because my contract was 3 years. in,
Okay. Then
Big Seven.
what years were you with the Tokens?
From 1985 to 1997, 12 years.
12 years. Oh, you were with them till 97. Okay. So, all right, I'll tell you what. I want you to, talk about that other song we just played. We didn't get to that, but keep that one a little bit short, a couple minutes. Tell us about the other song.
Which was,
What was the last song we played? Not Sweet Cherry Wine. What was the other one?
Nighttime?
Nighttime? Nighttime.
Yeah, that was the thing that just Gary and I wrote and
Okay.
2 other guys.
Okay.
Yeah, Neil got us to write like 40 songs,
Okay.
like clean slate, like a
Okay.
empty canvas. He said, you're trying to write one song and it's taking you, 5 days. He says, write 40 songs. So we started writing 40, we wrote like 40 songs.
So, all right,
Anyway,
let me ask you a
one of them
couple,
was nighttime.
let me ask you a couple questions before we continue.
Yeah.
Jay Siegel and the Tokens, because I got to interview him. I got to meet him too. I cracked up through the whole interview. I'm like, oh my gosh,
Oh, yeah.
I love him. So, when did that song come out again? I forget.
Lion
Yeah,
Sleeps
The Lion. Yeah.
Tonight? December 61.
So I was born in 61. It came out right before I was born. Okay, so I was born in March. See what I mean? And that song is still one of the biggest songs today. That's what's so
Oh, yeah.
crazy about the music from back then, right? Oh my gosh, amazing. So, all right,
Yeah,
now,
you see the commercials on TV.
Yes.
A lot of the songs are old songs.
that's right. If I text Jay something, he'll text me back his little cartoon lion face, and I go, LOL, I love it. And I save all his texts, and I show everybody, look who texted me. Sent me the lion,
Yeah, he's a great guy. He's
All right,
a great guy.
before we play the next song, I want you to tell us a little bit about, and take like 5 minutes, but break it up. Tell us a little bit about your time with Tommy and a little bit about your time with the Tokens.
Yeah, well, most of my time with Tommy is ends when I get fired from Boris Levy fires me. Those two girls had come down from Roulette, and a friend of mine, Alan Martanzik, and I were writing, a song, and Alan is a beautiful looking guy. So the girls came down from Roulette, and because of him, they knew I was married to Karen, who was Boris Levy's secretary. So they start smoking pot, and we don't even pay attention. We're like, we're into the song. One of the cleaning men smells the dope, or he calls it the dope at that time,
Yeah,
marijuana,
yeah.
and say, everything all right in there? Oh yeah, everything's all right. Because now they're, it's late, and they want to clean up. Next thing we know, boom, 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 boom. Yeah, who's that? Boris Levy, open this door. That's the way you talk, dude. So I go, oh, okay, Mr. Levy, okay. So I open the door. He looks at us, he sees all the smoke, and he goes, you're all fired. I said, oh my God. I just came off a sweet cherry wine. I'm making $150 a week, advance against royalties. And that's it, I'm fired. So I call my wife. Now, my wife had left to go work with Larry Utah over at Bell, right? So I said, Karen, this is what happened. She goes, oh my God. She goes, yeah, I'll try to talk to him. So she calls Morris and says, Monday, go in. Monday, he wants to talk to you on Monday. So I go into Morris Levy's office, right? Monday morning, and I'm like, Mr. Levy, I did not smoke. It doesn't matter. Okay, it was your office. You allowed it to happen. You don't shit where you eat. Mm-hmm. And I go, oh my God. He goes, what it would cost for me to open up this place again? They could have shut this place down. It would cost me about $200,000 to open up this place. I said, I'm sorry, Mr. Levy, I know, but, he says, I'm sorry. He says, you gotta go. So I was like devastated. And that's how I left Tommy and
So, wait, I have another question. So it sold, Sweet Cherry Wine, it sold, all these copies. How much did you make?
Well, originally, my wife and I went up to BMI, which is, radio broadcast, radio airplay. And there was a guy by the name of Stan Catron at the time. And we said, Stan, we're looking for an advance. Sweet Cherry Wine is, climbing up the charts, Well, how much you want? 5,000. 5,000. Well, can't do 5,000 because I think it's going to go up and down real fast. So he said, well, what are you thinking? Oh, I'll give you 4,000. So get a $4,000 advance. Of course, my wife spent that on everything under the sun. But I didn't care about money too
But-
much in those days.
No, but wait, hold that. So that's pretty much all you made for that song?
Oh, no, no, no.
Oh,
I still
okay.
get royalties. Yeah, I got royalties throughout.
Okay, good. No,
You know.
I'm glad to hear that. No, only based on everything that I was told about what really went on with all the crazy crap. I'm
Oh,
glad
yeah,
to hear that.
yeah.
Okay, good.
No,
Alright, good.
Morris always paid because,
Okay, good.
my wife was, his friend
Okay,
and
good.
his secretary. So, yeah, Morris always paid, thank God. Morris was very fair in a lot of
Okay, good.
situations,
Good.
When Joey D came up with the peppermint
Oh
twist.
yeah, I
all
interviewed
that.
Joey. I got to meet Joey.
Uh,
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
he's incredible. I love
Okay,
Joey.
he's still
He's
he
one
was
of-
still
one of the
twisting,
best.
man, on stage at frickin' 90. Get the heck out of here.
Oh, he's incredible, man. So he would come up and, we would say, Morris, we do have some royalties. I mean, we're selling all over the world, blah, 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 blah. Morris would say, well, look, I could give you some royalties, he says, but I put a lot of money out promoting you. He says, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll give you $150 a week so you don't starve and you can pay your rent. In those days.
It was a decent
lot of the-
amount. That was a decent amount
Yeah,
back then.
yeah. Yeah, plus a lot of the housing was rent control.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
So anyway, Joey took the deal, which was a good deal,
Yeah.
because he'd always have money, and that's just the way he was, even being a mobster, he was still fair, you
Yeah.
know.
That was good. All right.
Yeah.
So now, before we play the next song, 'cause I'm dying to play the song, but I just still have a couple more questions for you.
All right. Yep.
So, all right. So, with Jay Siegel, okay?
Yeah.
It's like, was that cool and great and all that? Because I love him.
Oh, yeah, it was unbelievable. I mean,
Okay.
12 years. It's
Yeah.
just, Jay and I became great friends. I mean, every city we played in, we would walk around, and we'd look for, a synagogue or a temple or something.
Okay.
That was his thing. He says, let's take a walk. We take a walk and look around,
Very cool.
But, we played Madison Square Garden together. I mean, it was incredible. That was like the epitome of,
Yeah.
being with the Tokens, Here we are, we're at Madison Square Garden, Jay Black is the headliner, Johnny Maestro.
Come
We
on. Come on.
we opened, the three of us, three groups, 12,000 people, Madison Square Garden.
All
It's like
right.
half the garden. Yeah.
So I have a cool question for you. All right. I know you've met so many people. I'm going to ask you, it's going to be like a part 2 question, okay? All right. Do you have someone that you met in your whole career, in this industry that you always looked up to and idolized? I'm going to use that word. And was there anyone you never got to meet that you wish you could have?
Okay. Frankie Valli was my idol.
Did you meet him?
I met him.
Okay.
Did I tell you how I met him?
Come on.
We have a time?
You have,
I'm
you
walking
could you
with-
tell
I'm
me in
walking-
like a minute?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, go ahead.
I'm walking on 7th Avenue, and there's a hotel right there on 7th Avenue down the street from the Stage Deli, and it's the City Squire. Frankie Valli gets out of the limousine, and I see him walk into the City Squire Hotel, and I go, Karen, I gotta meet him. I gotta meet him. She says, all right, come on, let's go. Let's meet him, So he's in line, he's trying to get his room, So I go up to him, I go, and I'm like really nervous, Frankie, at this time, Richie Grasso was in, you're one of my favorite, you're the theater, I write songs, I'm just blowing it all out, 19 years old, He goes, oh, great. He says, yeah, he says, let me get the room here. And he says, you know what? You'll come up to the room. And I said, oh, fantastic. So we go up to his room with him. He says, let me get Bob Gaudio on the phone. He says,
Get out. Okay.
let me get Bob Gaudio on it. So starts calling. He gets his book out. He's got a little black book, and he's calling all these different places, mostly bars, I think. Was Bob could drink,
That's
So he
funny.
goes, to no avail, he can't find Bob Gaudio. But he made like 3 or 4 phone calls, maybe more. So he goes, you know what? He says, get your stuff on tape, send it to my lawyer, our lawyer, Four Seasons, Marty Machette. Karen, my wife, goes, oh, I know Marty. He's also my boss's lawyer. Oh, great. He says, yeah. He says, send it to Marty Machette, and then Bob will hear it, and then, we'll give you a call. I say, great. Now, of course, I never sent it. Stupid.
What?
I was too scared. I was too scared to send,
Wait.
I don't know. I was
You
like,
didn't send it?
I didn't have enough songs. I only had one or two
Who
songs
cares?
that I wrote.
Wait, can you have your honey pull your hair?
Incomplete songs.
Wait, can you have your honey pull your hair for me right now?
Oh, yeah.
What is wrong with you?
She wants you to
Pull his hair. How could he not send that?
I'll pull my
I don't care if it was one incomplete song. All right. Okay, so
Well, I
now.
met him a couple times. We opened for him. Tokens. We opened for him at the Rahway Theater. in
Okay,
New
well,
Jersey.
that's cool. All right. So now,
Okay.
who have you never got to meet that you always wish you could have?
Brian Wilson of the Beach Boys.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay, so you never
Brian
got to
was
meet
like,
him.
I bought 3 Pet Sounds albums because I thought it was the greatest masterpiece I ever heard. And I went through all of them. I mean, I had to buy 3, not at once. I went with the first one, then the
Okay,
second one, and I learned every song on that album, Pet Sounds. And I put it on Brian Wilson's post last week, about 2 weeks ago. I got to meet him before I died.
Oh, all right.
A lot of people responded, so that was nice.
That's cool. All right, so producers. So we're going to play our last song. This is our last one? Okay. And of course, guys, it's Moni Moni. And then you're going to talk about this song, okay? Because everybody's going to want to hear everything about this song. All right?
You got
Come
it.
on, let's do it, guys. Uh-huh.
Here she comes now, saying, "Morning, morning." Well, shoot 'em down, turn around, come on, morning. Hey, she gave me love and I feel alright now.
Oh my gosh. Okay, you just made my year, okay, with this interview. All right, so listen, come on. Who doesn't know that song, okay? My producer, one of them, Ruben, he's only in his 40s and he even knows it. I said, I'll slap you if you don't know it. He knew it. So talk about this song, baby.
All right. Tommy James lived in an apartment building, 888 8th Avenue. Okay?
888 8th Avenue.
888 8th Avenue. He lived there. Arnie Silver from the Dovells lived there. A lot of people live there too. Mostly musicians anyway, or singers or whatever. Now, he had a piano, and next to the piano he had a balcony,
Okay.
the doors. And there's this blinking light every 2 seconds.
Okay.
MONY. On and off
Wait,
forever.
what was the word?
Mutual, Omaha, New York, Moni.
Oh, Moni. So not money. So Moni. Yeah. All right, so Moni, go ahead.
Right.
Yeah.
So, which stands for Mutual of Omaha, New
You're
York.
going to get slapped.
And it's just out there. It was out there all the time. I mean, every time you went to his house, you saw the Moni sign. So he decided to write a song about it.
That's so funny.
Something bugs you, you write a song about it, right?
My-
Anyway.
Yeah, my producer
so-
knew about that story too. That's so funny.
Yeah.
Doc G.
I think I told him a while ago.
So-
Anyway, never mind. Hate that phrase anymore. So they go into the studio. Now, the drum track that you hear in the beginning, okay, was not recorded at Allegro. It was recorded at another studio. Tommy wanted to have a party. He wanted the crowd noises. Pete Lucia played that beat, the drummer. He played that. The first thing you hear on that record, he takes it over to Allegro the next night. I'm in the studio with him. He calls me and he goes, "This is what we're going to do."
Okay.
Now, that drum track had to be re-recorded and put in sections throughout the song. When there's a break and you hear the drum track again by itself, that's the re-recording of the first drum track. Okay? Now, I'll tell you something you'll never hear. Only a few people know.
Come on.
There are 12 edits in the master tape of Moni.
I don't know what that means. Talk my language.
Bruce Staple was one of the greatest engineers. He would take the two machines,
Okay.
the two round things with the thing, and he would find an empty space and he would splice it and he would put in that drum track.
What year was this?
Oh, God, Moni was 68.
So wait.
Yes.
So hold that
68.
thought. So in 1968, they were able to do all this incredible stuff.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And you were part writer of this song?
No.
Okay,
No,
okay.
I didn't write the song. No, it was Tommy, Bo Gentry, Richard Cordell, Bobby Bloom from the Blues Project. Also Montego Bay, Bobby
Okay.
Bloom.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Bobby got credit because he did the release in the bridge. I love you, Moni, Mo, ooh, I love. He came up with that, so Tommy gave him credit.
So
and,
funny.
But anyway, there's 12 sections to that tape. And most engineers can find maybe about 10. That's how great Bruce Staple was. He was like, he would find something. He would find a space somewhere to put something. So then they did that with the 2-track, It went from 8, I think it was 8 or 16 at that time. 8. Put it to 2-track to do the master. So then we mixed it, and then we put the background vocals on another track, because that's what you used to do. You used to mix so many tracks down to 1 or 2. and then you'd have other tracks open. So then me and Mike Vale and Tommy would do the backgrounds. We would answer. Tommy did a dummy vocal at the beginning, and then we would answer him, and then we did the hand claps. When you hear the hand claps, you hear a delay on the hand claps, which is another thing that Bruce Staple did, because it wasn't just one clap. It was like,
All right.
you'll hear it in the record if we play it again. So that was
Amazing.
like one of the most incredible things that,
Amazing.
I ever experienced,
Wow.
So I'm on the background, and, they gave me credit on the Moni Moni album
Right.
for arrangement. It was like, thank you, Tommy.
So, guys, did you just hear this guy right here? Okay, Richie Grasso on the Geri Petito show. They gave him credits with Moni Moni, baby. Just had to say that.
Yeah, thank you.
That is so cool. All right, so I want to read a poem out of my book. And I pick this poem whenever I do entertainers because I get a lot of messages from people who say, oh my gosh, Geri, I wish I could sing like him. I wish I could sing like her. I wish I could write music like them. I wish I could write poetry like you. And I want everyone out there to know that everyone has something to offer. Okay? So this poem that I wrote is called Utilizing Gifts and Talents. We are born with talents, we are born with drive, with different gifts to help us thrive. I knew early on I was born to draw and paint, to also write poetry, and to talk without restraint. Our gifts and talents should all be used, God's gift to us, not be abused. We can go far in life for sure, using our gifts to go on tour, like this guy has. All our talents should be used to create ourselves and more, but then our job's to share them, to even up the score. You see, in life, what's needed is not just for ourselves. Once our gifts are mastered, take them off the shelves. A living we can make by spreading them around, not just for the money, but to spread a peaceful sound. Don't take for granted the gifts you're given. Go out and spread the joy. Our gifts are not to be held back for us to self-destroy. Put your efforts forth. Do not hesitate. All your talents, my friend, are never second rate. Never hold them back or you will surely die. Maybe not in body, but your soul will cry. Our gifts were made to share, our talents made to soar, so go through life enlightened and then you can roar. Be proud of who you are. Be happy you're alive. Once again, my friend, your gifts will help you thrive. By putting efforts forth, not keeping them at bay, your name, Richie Grasso, will live forever, baby, forever and a day. So go through life excited for what you sure can give. To yourself and others is our reason to live. Our grave will be quite lonely, but our legacy lives on. Make sure people smile with the breaking dawn. And that's what you're doing. You're still making people smile. Richie?
Yeah. Well, that was Billy Carlucci's thing. He says, Rich, we're only here for one thing, to make people happy. That was Billy's motto.
I love you, Billy. So I want to thank you so much. You've really honored me here on the Geri Petito show. I can't even tell you. Hamilton Radio, my producers, they're both here for you. Usually I have one of them, okay? They both wanted to be here for this interview. I'm going to bring Doc G out, and if Ruben wants to come, you can. But Doc G, do you want to say something to him?
Yeah.
Come on.
Oh, go out there.
Oh, go ahead, Ruben. Go ahead. I want you to come out. I want you guys to meet him because they did a great job with this show. Both of you come out. Come on.
I'll let you sit down.
All right, give the old man the bigger seat.
Old man now.
Yeah.
Hey,
Hey,
Rich.
how you doing, man?
I just want to let you know everything she said was all lies. We were threatened to be here. So if anybody out there, call, text Geri the free Ruben.
What about Rachel?
She said she said she was going to smack me if I didn't know. And look, she didn't even know what money stood for. Hypocrisy.
What do you tell him what you think of his songs?
Oh, the songs are fantastic. I've been hearing them for a long time. And
Thank you very much.
yeah, I didn't realize that you, I guess, were part of the performance and
Yeah.
and the lyrics of
writing
and the
them,
writing
yeah.
of the music. That's really awesome.
Amazing.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, some of these songs were like in films.
So,
And Believe it or not,
Yep.
that's how I know some of the songs.
Yeah.
You know, because from the films, and of course my parents listened to like records, but most of the songs I've heard from that time period were in movies, like in the '90s.
See that?
You know, like
Oh, yeah.
you know, and it's like, you know, like the Money Money song. You know, and I thought that was amazing because I never seen the lyrics. I'm like, I always wonder why they spell it Mony.
Moni, Moni, baby.
And then I'm thinking like, maybe it was just like a slang thing, you know. He's just saying like Monet or Moni. But it's really
Well, I
awesome.
like his
It's
paintings anyway, Monet.
Monet, yeah, exactly. So see how she forced me. You want to make a song called Angry Angry?
Oh, yeah, right. All right, now give the older guy a seat. Come on.
See, she
Yeah,
called
who's
him
the
old
gentleman
now.
behind you?
Yeah.
Who's the gentleman behind you?
Here he comes.
With the lovely.
Thank you,
lovely
Ruben.
beard and- Thank you, Ruben.
She beats me, she whips me, and she's the moany one. She moans all the time.
There you go.
Just kidding. No, we love her. But Rich, what an amazing amount of music you and Tommy and the guys have made over the years. 'Cause I grew up in the '60s, so I lived with your songs every day. And Billy Idol redid the Mony Mony, and he loved that song.
Yep.
And Tiffany, the '80s gal, did. I think
Yep,
We're
Think
Alone
We're Alone
Now,
Now, yep.
yeah, and redid that. So God bless you guys for creating that music and wonderful stuff.
And I'm going to do a Yiddish version of I Think We're Alone.
Yiddish version.
Be looking forward to that. I really am going to do it.
Can you answer a question for me too,
I
Rich?
married a Jewish girl, so a long time ago.
Rich, can you answer a question for me too? Was the Wrecking Crew part of that music as well?
No, the Wrecking Crew was mainly Muscle Shoals, Alabama, or
Okay.
the other crew was Motown, you know, but the Wrecking Crew was Muscle Shoals, which is where Gary and Papa Don did the Do Unto Me and I Can Remember.
Okay.
I Can Remember was a bigger chart hit for James and Bobby Purify,
Right.
and it got into the top 40 and like the top 10 on the R&B charts, and then 15 other artists did it. Peter and Gordon, Billy Vera did it on an album, Doc Galvez, just on and on and on.
Okay.
The Righteous Brothers did it. You know, it's like incredible.
Amazing.
Yeah, you guys
But,
did.
yeah, like I
Amazing.
said, I still get royalties for all that stuff. I mean,
That's
it's,
so cool.
It's
God bless you
incredible.
guys.
55 years later, you
So
know,
cool.
it's still BMI, and
Yeah.
then the Sony ATV owns most of my, or all of my catalog. You know.
So cool.
Wonderful.
But I played over 75, 80 different records. I either arranged, produced, sang, wrote.
Wow.
You know, I did a lot of stuff with the Dovells, Mark Stevens and Arnie Silver.
Wow.
And then my a cappella group, I did 5 albums with them, The Emeralds, Joey Papora, Jerry Tempesta,
Wow.
you know, Scott Finlayson, Jim DiPlacido. These are like the salt of the earth guys. And we were together for 8 years. I booked 40, 50, 60 jobs a year for 8 years. A cappella group, we made, if the Jerry tallied everything up, $250,000.
Wow.
Amazing.
An a
Absolutely
cappella
amazing.
group, I mean, come on, you know, we're
Amazing.
not, you know, we weren't.
No, but
the,
amazing.
No, it's, yeah, it's just
But,
amazing.
you know, I was like, I love promoting, I love booking, I love doing all that stuff. You know, anything in the industry.
So, are you still singing? Do you still perform out? Do you do any of that?
I don't really perform because it's difficult for me to stand for more
okay.
than 5 or 10 minutes.
No,
But
okay.
I write a lot of lyrics. I write
Okay.
lyrics. I'm teaching one of my grandsons how to play the piano.
Okay.
Nice.
So I have a whole family that sings.
Okay.
You know, which is great.
Good.
My mother was a great singer.
Good.
She used to take me to see all the Mary Alonzo film. And she'd say, it's your cousin, Mary Alonzo is your cousin.
Very cool.
Well, thank you,
was like-
Rich.
Yeah.
Thanks for your memories and
cool.
everything that you guys give us. We appreciate
So,
it.
Rich-
Thanks for being here,
You
too.
know,
I'm
Yeah.
gonna give you the mic for another couple of minutes before we
Okay.
close. I want you to share whatever you'd like to share for a couple minutes. The mic is yours, sweetheart.
All right. Thank you, Jerry.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd like to do shout out for my friend Joe McGriffey's. He's a veteran for Vietnam. So is Jerry Tempest and Scott Finlayson from the Emeralds. And he has a talk show that airs every Sunday. You could just Google Joe McGriffey's, and he does a lot of work with the veterans. And
Beautiful.
I just did his show last week, so should be a lot of fun. And also, I want to remember one of my greatest friends, Chick Corea, who really helped me in my career because he and I recorded 3 of my songs back in '74, and we had the same management. We had Leslie and Neville Potter were our managers, data management, and we were both in Scientology at the time, and that's how we met. And one of the other things that happened was they couldn't get me an album deal after he helped me record these 3 songs. But then about 6 months later, some guy calls up and he says, "How much stuff do you have in the can?" Meaning, recorded material. I said, "Well, I got 3 songs with Chick Corea. I mean, they're demos, but, what else do you have?" "Well, I have my own version of Sweet Cherry Mine, and I have this and that, but other songs." So he says, "Send me the tape." And he says, "If it's good, we're going to put it on an album." Sure enough, they put it on an album. So I got an album back in '75 because that was the last year you could write off an album with the record companies.
Okay.
So it came out. They pressed about 1,000 copies. I got 100 copies.
Okay.
Now the album goes for $120 if somebody wants to buy it.
It's crazy, right?
I have one. One of my daughters has one, and then I bought another one for one of my granddaughters because she's following in my footsteps. She's teaching voice, which I used to do in New York. She's writing songs, and she's a great singer,
Beautiful.
and she knows music more than me. And I went to Juilliard. I
Okay.
went to Juilliard at night, which a lot of people don't know. Back
Beautiful.
in the day, it was a
Yeah.
lot cheaper to go in there, but you had it. It was a lot cheaper to go in there, but you had it. You had to take the test.
Okay.
Said
We're
it.
having a little audio tech.
Said it.
All right. A little audio tech. Let's go out on a high note here. This show was amazing. Hold on. They can't hear me either? Can you hear me now, Rich?
A little bit.
Can you hear me? All right, let's go out on a high note because we're having a little tech issue. All right, Rich, listen to me. I want to thank you so much for this incredible interview, for honoring me. It was amazing. Okay? What you've done for the music industry is off the charts. And I want to thank you for sharing everything with us. You can hear me now better, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So, okay, we're good now? All right. So we had some tech issues, guys. Sorry. So, all right, Rich, I want to thank you, sweetheart, for this incredible interview. Again, it was off the charts. And I just want to say thank you to everyone out there. You mentioned your friend in the service who have served for our country. I want to thank everybody out there. Okay? We're good? Okay. Rich, you know what? I'm going to give you the mic for 2 minutes. Close.
Okay.
Say something in closing for 2 minutes. I don't want any problems.
Okay. I got a shout out to Tony Orlando, one of my oldest friends.
Okay?
And we did a lot of shows together. I was in his show, Jukebox Dreams, with Johnny Patillo, second year.
Yep, Johnny, I
And
love
the
him.
first year at Harris, we sold out 6 weeks. In like 2 days, we were sold out every show for 6 weeks. And Tony was just one of those guys. I mean, when the Tokens were in Branson, Missouri, we went out there. We were on a tour with Wolfman Jack, and we were playing at the Kenny Rogers Theater. So I had the thought of calling over to the Yellow Ribbon Theater, which was Tony's theater, and I said, I got a call, and Jay says, "Oh no, they're not going to, they're not going to answer you. You're not going to get a hold of them." I said, "Yes, I will." And I called over, and I said, "Hi, you have a backstage phone over there?" "Oh yeah, I'll connect you." They connect me backstage. I go, "Hi, I'm Richie Grasso. I'm in town with the Tokens," and the girl screams like you wouldn't believe, and I go, "What? What happened? What did I say?" "Richie, this is Susan Mineo." "Oh my God, Susan, what are you doing here?" She goes, "Well, I manage Tony." I said, "I know you manage," excuse me, I'm losing my voice. "I know you managed Donna Summer. I didn't know you managed Tony." So anyway, Tony comes off on a break and she screams, "Richie Grasso's in town with the Tokens, Tony." Tony goes, "Tell him to come over tonight, see the show." He goes, I said, "No, we can't because our shows are at the same time." "All right, I'll send a limousine and I'll pick you up. I'll pick you guys up. Come over to my theater. I'm going to have everybody stay late. You come over after your show. We'll pick you up at the hotel." So we went back to the hotel. They picked us up. Norman Bergen picked us up.
30 seconds, 30 seconds, sweetie.
All right. So Tony and I, we were in the 1650 building. I was at Beechwood Glenwood, and he was at April Blackwood. He was the general manager of April Blackwood. He worked with Barry Manilow. I worked with Barry Manilow. And we remained friends since 1970.
Beautiful. Everybody, Richie Grasso. Woo! We love you, man.
Thank you so much. You are amazing. Thank you so much. Thank the guys. You know what? I want to do lunch. I want to take you all out to lunch.
We're going to say yes to that, okay? And we're going to
Yes.
hold you to that. Okay, everybody
find
out
you.
there.
I'm going to
Listen,
order everything on the menu.
listen. No, you're not.
I'll
Listen.
find you.
Listen, you heard what he said, right? Okay, we're going to have him here in Hamilton, okay? Live in studio, too. Got that? All right.
Whatever you want.
All right, so, Richie, don't stay on when we're done. I want to talk to you off air. Okay, here we
Okay.
go, guys. Thank you, everybody. Yep, here we go, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, Geri Petito.
I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. And in time, this too shall pass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Geri Petito taught the class. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Loves the answer, the greener grass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. One day at a time, free at last.
When you don't know just what to do,
Just what to do, just what to do.
if what you're feeling is really true,
Is it really true? Is it really true?
just keep your ideas safe and sound.
Safe and sound, safe and sound.
That's exactly how change is found.
Change is found, change is found. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. And in time, this too shall pass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Geri Petito taught the class. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Loves the answer, the greener grass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. One day at a time, free at last.